everyone. Today we are going to talk about quotation marks and how to use them. Some of you have been doing that with your 3-point paragraphs for a while, and this will be a quick review. Some of you know how to write the sentences in your 3-point paragraph, but we don't always do great with the commas and quotation marks, that little grammar piece. So this is just a nice review. So quotation marks let us know whenever characters are talking, but they also let us know that an author has said something. So whenever you guys come to me in 7th grade and I say, we need to write that word for word from the text, some of you really panicked in the beginning because you're like, no, I don't know much, but I know not to copy. I know not to plagiarize. And quotation marks are how we get around that because they let us know and they let the reader know that it's not our own words. We're copying it word for word so that we can say someone else said it and quote them, getting around plagiarizing so that nobody thinks we're trying to make it our own idea. There are 3 types of quotation marks we will be focused on today. So we have introductory, concluding, and interrupting quotation marks. Introductory, concluding, and interrupting. Introductory quotation marks are where you have a little phrase before we give the full quote. So a lot of those are what we use for our 3-point paragraphs. The author states, comma, quotation mark, ostriches can run faster than horses, period, quotation mark. An example from the story would be, Chase thinks to himself, comma, quotation mark, what was so wrong with the old me that now I have to be somebody else? Question mark, quotation mark. So anytime that phrase is leading at the beginning, introductory quotation marks. You don't have to memorize what kind they are as much as you need to know when to add a comma and when to use the quotation marks. We also want to capitalize these first letters of the sentences. So after the comma, quotation mark, capital letter. A concluding quotation mark has the quotation marks first. So a tarantula spider can survive for nearly 2 years without food. And then you don't want to put a period yet because it's not the end of it. We want to put a comma, quotation mark, and then explain the presenter. This assignment is not meant to stress you out, encouraged Miss Vaughn. We want to have quotation marks at the beginning and end of this assignment is not meant to stress you out. We want a comma where the period would go, and then who said it and what they said it like. Interrupting quotation marks are where we kind of say in the middle what's going on. So if a speaker is presenting, right, and they say, for every human in the world, comma, quotation mark, began the speaker, comma, quotation mark, there are 1 million ants, period, quotation mark. So you have the person talking, we give a comma because they're not done yet, and we end the quotations because right here began the speaker, no one's talking. But we realized we had some information we had to give, right? We realized that somebody needed to know that it was the speaker who was talking. So for every human in the world began the speaker, there are 1 million ants. And then we have 2 pairs of quotation marks. We use a comma here because they're not done. We use a comma here because we need to start our quotation marks again, and we end in a period. That's my sister, says Chase. No problem so small that she can't overreact to it. Whenever Chase is talking, we have quotation marks. We have a comma whenever it's not done. We have a comma whenever we need to signal that he's going to talk again. Quotation marks to let the reader know that he's speaking, and then a period quotation at the end. So we have those 3 kinds. I don't need you to memorize what kind of quotation marks it is as much as I need you to know where the commas and the quotation marks go and what part of the sentence we capitalize. Whenever we move into our assignment today, please remember yesterday's instructions about the text box. So let's So as we move over here, please remember that the worksheets will come off very small. You need to zoom. I like 100% because it fits the best. You can obviously zoom whatever percentage you want. And then in order to type on here, you need to click this text box, draw the text box, and it might be with these where there's already some guidance for you with commas and quotation marks. You might have to draw more than one so that it fits perfectly around these. As much as I love you, I cannot help your grade if you don't try. So yes, you will receive a grade if you turn in something. This is a fairly short assignment with the 3 pages, so it would be great if we could really focus on getting the commas, quotations, and end punctuation marks correct so that you could just make an 8R 100. That could be your day for the day, and we could move on. If we stop focusing and we get them wrong, it just gets iffy on grading. Like, yes, you turned something in, but no, you didn't take the time. So let's take a deep breath. This should not take you super long, even if you are taking your time. You can always message me on Schoology or via Gmail if you need anything. Today is the 5th, and I would say today only, if it is between, let's say, 2:30, because we have a Zoom call until 2:30. So if it's between 2:30 and 3:30 and you need a response faster, Gmail would probably be the way to go just for that hour time. If you message me on Schoology, I'll of course get back to you. But if you would like a quicker response, Gmail is always the way to go. I hope you have a great day. Let me know if you need anything. I'm proud of you for doing your work.